Hi, good evening, everyone. It is Sunday, February 2nd. It's fight day for Clarissa Shields versus Danielle Perkins, and it's 4:10 p.m. here in Chicago. We're already into the second month of 2025. Before you know it, it's going to be 2030. Like, it's crazy. But anyway, I'm going to get to David Morrell versus David Benavidez. But first, did you guys hear about, Mrs. Ali, saying that she wants Clarissa Shields to beat Layla Ali's ass? And then, they ate her up in the comments for doing that, by the way, especially because of her age. And the man she was with was like, well, tell the people why you want her to beat her ass. And she said something about, Layla Ali's mother is the one that was with her husband or whatever she said. I don't know the story behind that, but that's basically what she said. But what does Layla Ali have to do with that? But here's the thing about, how they ate her up in the comments. People think because it's 2025 and things are so different now, and, people think that, it's bad enough they're trying to unify the sexes and make no such thing as a male or a female, but, one sex. It's bad enough they're trying to do that. But people are really, falling for the okie doke and thinking that there's no age or no generation difference either. People still expect wisdom to come from old women and old men, or should I say elders, women and men. People still expect wisdom from them. And social media got people fucked up, because I've seen social media where people are putting their grandmothers on saying really like low class type of things that you would never want your mother, let alone your grandmother, saying. And that shit is not cute. Like, why would you put your grandmother on social media saying something really tacky and classless and just ghetto? Like, that's your grandmother. And so a lot of these, like, elder people, they think it's okay to come on social media and act like they're 20 and 21 years old. Ma'am, why are you probably 80 plus saying how you want anybody to beat anybody's ass? Like, when you open your mouth, you should be speaking words of wisdom, maybe, telling somebody you wish them well, but you should not be doing what you're doing. And then I think what's mostly disappointing about that is, what the hell does Layla have to do with who her mother was with and who Muhammad Ali was with? Layla is her own woman with a husband. And you see Layla with her husband and her children. She is a family-oriented woman. So the irony for me, I just find it ironic that she wants the woman who is with somebody else's husband to beat Layla's ass. I mean, no, I'm sorry. I know that sounds really shady towards Clarissa Shields, but I just strongly believe if you meet a married man and his wife is sleeping around on him and dating other people, that really has nothing to do with you. You should still only be concerned about the fact that he is somebody's husband. That is between the two of them. That's not for you to get involved and say, well, you got your man and you got two boyfriends. No, that's still her husband. That's for them to sort out. That's not for you to get involved. I mean, so if you really want to go there and get ugly, she's, telling somebody who's doing what she feels was done against her that she wants her to beat somebody's ass, somebody who has her own husband and her own family. Make it make sense. These women really need to start acting their age, and they ate her ass up in the comments. I didn't even eat her up in the comments. All I said was, why is that Layla's fault? Layla has her own husband and her own family. Come on. But I didn't like that. Like, come on. Older people need to, exude wisdom and encouraging words. And why are you afraid to act your age? Acting your age is always a compliment as long as you're over 18. Maybe when you're 13 and someone says you act your age, they're telling you act like a 13-year-old. But when you're an adult and you're told that you act your age, whether you're 18 or 89, acting your age really just means that you are developing and maturing mentally as you should. And a woman in her 80s telling some young girl who's making not the wisest decision that she wants her to beat Layla's ass, get over it, So that's enough about that. But anyway, let's talk about David Benavidez versus David Morrell. Now, before I do have to eat crow, David Benavidez won that fight. But what I didn't realize is, we all know who David Morrell is because we're in the whole boxing realm. So we all know who David Morrell is. But people who don't watch boxing, they didn't know who the fuck David Morrell was. And if they did hear of David Benavidez, they heard that he was the favorite to win. So for casuals and people who knew David Benavidez but not David Morrell, they watched it and they came back and they were like, who was that? He really stood up to that guy. That dude was no fucking joke. And he only had 13 fights. I heard them say he only had 13 fights. Who's that? Where he from? It's weird because casuals were really impressed with David Morrell. Now, those of us who expected so much more from him, of course, I was heartbroken. I'm still hurt that David Morrell lost. I really wanted David Morrell to win, but oh well. Now, unlike many people, I think that it was a closer fight than a lot of people. And I think that even though David Benavidez won, I think that they square up kind of as equal talent. Yes, David Benavidez keeps coming and he keeps coming and he keeps coming, but David Morrell pretty much was able to handle it for 12 rounds. Yeah, there was some parts where he looked really beat up, but we saw David Benavidez's face, and we saw David Benavidez get hurt by David Morrell. We have never seen this kind of thing happen with David Benavidez. And this is David Morrell with only 13 fights, I think, going in. And I had made a video for TikTok, but for some reason, it took hours before it basically told me, oh, it didn't upload, we'll save it as a draft. I don't know what that was about. But in my TikTok video, I was saying no matter how good you are, if you don't have that bright lights experience and that extremely larger exposure than what you're used to, it sounds like something you can easily get over, but it's not the very first time. So I was saying that could have an impact on David Morrell. Honestly, I think that had a lot to do with it. And I'm also going to say something that a lot of people might disagree. Now, when you hear me say this, don't just assume that I'm hating, or don't just assume that I'm mad Morrell didn't win, because it's none of that. I really am being objective. When that referee deducted a point from David Morrell, 99% of the people watching that fight knows that that was bullshit, right? You all know that that was bullshit, right? My theory is that was shortly after David Benavidez' flash knockdown. And it really looked like David Morrell was picking up momentum. And that moment where that point was deducted by David Morrell, that was the moment of politics. They panicked. And they did not want anything to happen where David Morrell would win that fight. Now, that's my opinion, because that point deduction made no fucking sense. And then when you pair that with the timing in which it happened, that made no sense. They got scared, you guys. They got scared. That flash knockdown and then David Morrell, that was a particular time in the fight where he was doing very well. They panicked. So they needed to immediately hurt his chances of winning. Not only that, that will have an emotional impact on the fighter who's being cheated. Did you see how upset David Morrell was, and he just kept shaking his head no? Nobody could understand that point deduction. So, ain't nobody stupid over here. You guys might have fallen for that, but ain't nobody stupid over here. They panicked, even though, and I'm giving all credit to David Benavidez, he won that fight off his own merit, fair and square. But they weren't so sure at that point in time of the fight. They panicked. And that's why nobody can really explain why he got a point deducted. Even if he did land after the bell, it wasn't like he threw a shot like right after the bell, like I'm gonna get one in. It didn't happen like that. That point deduction was bullshit because they panicked. But anyway, back to, David Morrell, he did not use like his angles that people expected him to use. And when he had his guard up, Benavidez was getting through the guard with those uppercuts. You could see David Morrell's head going back. He got a hell of a chin, I'll say that. But David Benavidez got a hell of a chin, body, and everything else to handle what, David Morrell was throwing out. And I think I honestly had it like either 7-5 or 8-4. I had it a lot closer than a lot of people. Some numbskull in 78's chat, salute to 78, tried to say David Morrell won one round. One round, you guys. And then he had the nerve to think that he was going to educate me on how you judge a fight. I told him, no, don't educate me. Go work on how you score a fight. Like, are you serious? Like, how can you even fix your fingers to type that? That, to me, it was a much closer fight. And to me, David Morrell, he lacked that bright light experience. He lacked being under that type of pressure experience. Again, 13 fights going in. I personally think that David Morrell could get the win if they were to rematch. That, I don't really care whether or not people agree or not, because that's one of those things we would have to see. But I'm not saying David Benavidez owes him a rematch, because I really salute David Benavidez for giving opportunities to people like Andrade and David Morrell and people that nobody else really want to see. I really salute David Benavidez for that. So I'm not saying David Benavidez owes him a rematch, but I sure would like to see it, because I think David Morrell is going to get better and better. And unfortunately, I think due to his loss to David Benavidez, it's kind of going to give other people an excuse to avoid David Morrell. He really is good, and he's only getting better. He's only 26, 27, and that's just how it is. But yes, David Benavidez did win that fight fair and square. I do think it was closer than a lot of people, though. But I still had to eat my crow. And salute to David Benavidez for giving him the opportunity, just like he gave Demetrius Andrade the opportunity. And, I'm very, very grateful for that, because as we can see, Canelo doesn't do that. He only gives opportunity to scrubs and people who he knows he has a strong advantage. But here comes David Benavidez, and now all of a sudden no opportunities will be given. You know what I'm saying? And let's talk about Beterbiev and Bivol. I see a lot of people saying Beterbiev and Bivol will destroy both of them. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Again, Morrell is getting better. I wouldn't guarantee anybody beating Morrell, and I wouldn't guarantee anybody beating David Benavidez. I just won't. I saw Bivol versus Beterbiev, and I saw Bivol versus Canelo, and I've seen other fights with Beterbiev and Bivol. And I'm not 100% sure they would win. I'm just not. A lot of people are sensitive about that. They get really pissed off the minute you even suggest David Benavidez can take on one of them. If David Benavidez were to announce a fight with Dimitri Bivol, I might pick Benavidez to win that. I really might. Beterbiev, it's weird, because I think I like Bivol better than I like Beterbiev. I really do. I like his fight style better. I just feel like he's better. I do. That's me. But at the same time, styles make fights. I would pick Benavidez over Bivol. Not 100%. I mean, it's a very, very, very close one. But maybe Benavidez edging it out. Not even 60-40. Not even 55-45. Maybe 59-41. Really close. But I might edge it out to Benavidez. Now, Benavidez versus Beterbiev, because styles make fights, I might give that to Beterbiev. I don't know. Now, Bivol versus Morrell, I think Morrell would have a strong chance in that fight. I really do. I'm hoping that Beterbiev and Bivol, one of them will give Morrell an opportunity. The reason why I'm looking out for Morrell more than Benavidez is because I feel like Benavidez will definitely get the opportunity. I'm just afraid Morrell will get shut out now. People trying to be slick, acting like, oh, I don't need to fight him, he lost to Benavidez. When in actuality, they know that, Morrell is that dude and he will beat your ass. So they get to kind of hide behind his loss to Benavidez. I'm hoping that somebody will give him an opportunity at 175. But, yeah, I had to eat my crow. Salute to David Benavidez. and hopefully he has great things ahead of him. Something happened where Morel's team said that Benavidez' team accused him of stealing. He was really pissed about it too. And then he kind of got into it with Benavidez, and Benavidez, who was getting along really well with Morel, he wasn't even talking to Morel, but he told someone in Morel's team, tell him to stop fucking threatening me, or it's going to be a problem. So that guy must have been threatening him. He was like, tell him to stop fucking threatening me, or it's going to be a problem. I don't know what happened, but that guy claims that Benavidez accused him of stealing. I don't know what that was about. I saw Benavidez, give a belt back over to Morel's team. He was like, yeah, I earned it, I won it, but here. He's just a really nice guy. He really is. He's a really nice guy. But, again, I'm eating my crow. Salute to David Benavidez. Thank you, David Benavidez, for giving Android an opportunity. And look, I'm still on Android. He's from my hometown. I can't help it. Thank you, David Benavidez, for giving Android an opportunity. And thank you, Benavidez, for giving David Morel an opportunity. And congratulations on your win. You really are that dude. You really are the Mexican monster. And you just won't go away. I needed you to go away last night, David Benavidez, and you wouldn't do it. And the only people who are allowed to come into my comments and say I told you so are people who came into my comments and said Benavidez got this when I was talking my shit. If you weren't so sure when I was talking my shit, don't come talking shit now that the fight is over and everybody got the results. That's easy. So, except for people who constantly made videos saying that they got Benavidez winning. You can come in and serve me my crow. That's cool. Back to Clarissa. Do you guys like that Fendi fur coat she has? I think Papoose got that for her. I don't know if it's his and he let her wear it, or if he bought that for her. But that got Papoose written all over it, because Clarissa Shields ain't thinking about nobody's Fendi fur coat. Clarissa Shields is right at Rainbow getting the faux fur, for $29. And no shade to Clarissa, but she ain't the Fendi fur coat grabbing type of chick. But it did look really nice on her. She looked really beautiful. And everybody's saying how she looked so much more beautiful. Why? Because she had on a lot of makeup? I think Clarissa looks better without all of that makeup. But, it depends on who you ask. But she did look really, really nice. I saw that Danielle Perkins was popping her shit, too. But Clarissa Shields kind of started it. Clarissa Shields was saying something about how something she was saying was bigger than Danielle. And Danielle looked at her like, what? I'm bigger than you, or something like that happened. So this is going to be a good showdown tonight. Don't miss the fight tonight. Clarissa Shields versus Danielle Perkins. Let's go, Clarissa. I like Danielle. She seems like a cool person, but I want Clarissa to win. She stepped up to heavyweight, you guys. Can you believe that? Heavyweight. Clarissa Shields did that. I don't even care if she loses. To me, it's the ambition for me. It is the ambition for me. Go, Clarissa, you better go. And I'm rooting for her to win. And I know I'm missing a lot of points, but this is already 18 minutes. So let me know what you think. Even if you disagree with anything I said, just let me know, And salute to Trey X. Salute to 78 Sports TV. Salute to D-Man Jr. Salute to Akricha. Salute to, who else do I want to salute? Salute to Rebel Life Boxing. Salute to Champside. Salute to Champside. Salute to BFTB Boxing. Salute to, what's that guy's name I always speak to in 78's chat? He is so cool. I can't think. Toppin? Andre Toppin, I think his name. He's mad cool. And salute to everybody. Salute to Kwee. Salute to Tay Tay. Salute to, there's one named Chiquita Field. Salute to her. I think she's from Texas because she be wearing Stetsons. And salute to, Ashley. And salute to, I know I'm missing somebody. What's that girl's name from Alabama? Salute to Junior the Truth. Salute to 503 and Steels and Cadillac Red and KG and Queen 71. Salute to Queen 71. Everybody. Salute to everybody, okay? Salute to Drew Titan. Have a good day, everyone.